So this is just a little trip I took from Riverside downtown to LA. The sad thing is going back to LA during the evening is not as, I don't want to say it's not as easy, but it's not as convenient as one may think. There's only one route, train route rather, that goes back to Los Angeles in the evening, and that is a combination of actually two trains. So that's Train 817 and Train 609. Of course, both metrolink trains. It's cool. I like the travel and the experience and the transfer and just waiting and I mean not waiting. Nobody likes to wait, but just hanging out at the station and just it all. Why not? Now, like I said, there's only one way back to Los Angeles, and that's mainly because all the trains go into Los Angeles during the morning, and all the trains go outbound from Los Angeles all evening, at least for most of the lines. The majority of the routes go outbound from LA in the evening, and that is in part due to the job population in Los Angeles. But, it is what it is, and at least there's one way back. Can't complain. And this is only due to the coronavirus pandemic. If we were not in the pandemic, we would have been on the regular schedule, which there is a train that leaves Riverside downtown, I believe at like 6:01 or 6:09, some random time like that. And that was mainly for the college students that lived more in Orange County, Los Angeles County. I knew a lot of UC Riverside students who actually took that train. And I now go to UC Riverside, but I have no need for that train or really any train for that matter. I actually just started this last quarter, and I don't actually take the train ever for school, even though it takes me right there. I actually take it to see my lovely girlfriend who lives on campus. So I'm always at the school, but not because of school. If that makes sense. I'm there to see her. But anyways, it's not bad. It's a reliable. Should I say reliable? Is that too much to say? I would say it's reliable when it's on time. Let's just say that. There's times where this train is so delayed, it's crazy. I've taken this train, 609, the one that you're viewing right now, and there was a time where I was in between Anaheim and Fullerton, and we just stopped, and the train broke down, and we have to wait for the following train to actually push us to LA. A lot of people, if you're watching this video, you're probably a rail fan and you're interested in what's going on YouTube, but if you don't really understand how trains work, trains can push people. Every time I tell people that, they're like, what? No way. But yeah, this train does get delayed sometimes, and I actually enjoy that. It's more time on the train, even if it's not moving. I just love riding the trains, have since I was a little kid. And what can I say? Metrolink isn't a crazy, fancy train, but I mean, not. When I say it like that, I mean it's not as opposed to Amtrak, where you got a cafe and a restaurant and all that stuff on board. But hey, it gets you to where you need to go. It has restrooms. It's comfortable. It's a double decker. It will get you to where you need to go and in comfort. When it's on time, this train is reliable, and depending where you're going, a lot of trains go inbound and outbound depending on the route all day long. But for going to Riverside, that's not the case. I just think a lot of people don't go to Riverside just because, or for really much. The people who I see take it back actually. Not many people, not many at all. The ones that I'm familiar with, it's probably half a dozen to a dozen. So not a lot of people do take the train back to LA, or at least towards LA. And I do this once a week, and it's nice, but I would recommend taking a train if you're coming inbound to LA. If you're coming inbound to LA in the morning time, I would say like before 8 or 9, I think that's when the routes stop coming into LA, depending what route you're on. Take the train. Take the train. It is better than traffic. If you're late, you don't get to blame traffic, because sometimes, employers are like, that's not an excuse. Even though that's a very good excuse. You never have to blame yourself. If you're late because of the train, what are you gonna do? So it's always nice to just sit back, relax, and not worry about traffic. And like I said, it's fun, and hopefully it's reliable for you, depending on your occupation and your times you work, or just whatever you're going to go and do. The train is pretty cool. Some people might dread it, some people might love it, but I personally love it, and I hope that you would too. So I just recommend taking this train, and be safe. Comment if you have any questions. I take this train once a week, sometimes up to 3 times a week, depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes I take it to work. I live in Los Angeles, I work in Orange County, and sometimes I just take it on the weekends with my mom, and we just head to Oceanside and just have lunch and come back, because we just love riding the trains. So yeah, just comment me if you have any questions, or you're interested in anything. In Metrolinks, it's a good form of transportation, and we're lucky to have it. Not everywhere in the U.S. they have commuter rails, so we're lucky to have a pretty good one here in Los Angeles, along with Amtrak. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope this wasn't too boring, or I was redundant in any way, but if I was, I'm sorry. But thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up.